You know, we've changed up the pacing of this show so much. I think we finally need to do one that is pretty much beat for beat from the original show. Don't you think? Hey everyone, and welcome to another video. So as you guys know, my sister and I binged a bunch of episodes from Avatar: The Last Airbender Live Action on Netflix. It is February 23rd, and I'm reviewing them all at once because why not mass film? So I've been talking for quite a while because each of these are about like 15 minutes long. So I've been talking, so I may have to take a moment to breathe and give my throat a break and clear my throat because I've been talking a lot. So this is my review of episode 6 of Avatar: The Last Airbender Live Action on Netflix. Episode 6 is called Masks. So here we go. Let's get into this. So after several episodes of pacing issues, I will have them as cards here. This finally, we get an episode that is back up to 5 stars to the promise that we saw in the beginning with the episodes 1 and 2 were so good. They were 5 stars. They showed a lot of promise. I feel like episode 6 is finally back up there. So basically just the middle episodes have these weird pacing issues that could have been fixed. But overall, this is a 5-star episode for me. Again, I have to check my notes because when you binge 6 episodes, they kind of blend in together. Not 6 episodes, it would be 4. Anyways, I loved everything to do with Zuko, Iroh, the flashbacks, the drama with his crew. There was a twist with his crew that they added that I love, and I so approve it. Like, I love it. I won't spoil it for you guys. You'll have to go watch it. I loved Iroh. I loved everything about this. I actually did not have anything that I really hated about this episode. There's one small thing. Here we go. So I loved Roku. Roku looked great. Aang goes there to seek out his help on how he can free Katara and Sokka from Ko, because Roku has faced Ko in the past. And so I like Roku's dynamic with Aang, and my worry about Aang having not a good relationship with Roku because he didn't meet Roku first. He met Kyoshi first. That was a complete, like, no need to worry. Kyoshi was, like, so harsh that Roku is very different, so his dynamic with Aang didn't change. So here's the thing, since he went to, I mean, obviously rescuing Katara and Sokka from Ko is important, but the fact that he's not going to Roku and finding out about the comet and, you know, all the drama, like, it's not as high stakes. Him going to Roku was always high stakes, always super world-ending important, and it's not. It's just to rescue his friends and a few villagers, so I feel like we lost the high stakes there. So I felt like that was a little lacking, but it's kind of like a minor thing. So I liked how Zuko and Iroh caught Aang. I liked that because I was wondering about that and how he was going to get captured and the Blue Spirit was going to rescue him if Zuko has him. So I was starting to get a little worried when Zhao takes Aang from Zuko and Iroh. I liked that. It was a change, but I didn't hate it. I liked it. And then they did the Blue Spirit rescue pretty much beat for beat. Like, they just took out the frogs because in the original, Katara and Sokka are having a cold and they're in trouble, and he gets told from a healer that he needs to have them suck on some frogs to help get them get better. Obviously, that's a little goofy, so they took that out, but they kept the aspect that Katara and Sokka were in trouble and Aang was trying to free them and he gets distracted by getting captured by Zhao. That stayed intact. So other than the frogs being gone, everything was pretty much the same, and the entire rescue with the Blue Spirit and Aang and the whole escape from the place, they pretty much kept it beat for beat, like the action and stuff. So I understand that they wanted to change and take away some of the silliness and stuff. And so even though they like kept the same aspect, I did appreciate that at least they kept the aspect that they're in trouble. He's trying to save them, but he's trapped. That at least they kept that intact. So I kind of missed them in this episode, but again, like, they're gone in the original one because they're both just sick, and all that they do in the original is that Katara keeps trying to tell Momo to bring them some water, and Momo keeps bringing them everything but water, so it's not like that big of a deal, and I kind of had a feeling that was going to be different anyway. So again, their hallucinations could have been taken down in last episode. That provided more time that they could have used with Jet and the Freedom Fighters, and then they still could have been in the spirit world, just no hallucinations, and then they still could have been in trouble by Ko. I actually would have liked that. instead of scrunching too much into episodes 3 and 4. And then you still could have ended up with Katara and Sokka captured for this sequence to work. Like, I get that you needed them to be captured by Ko. You still did not need their hallucinations, and you could have replaced that with Jet Freedom Fighter stuff in the beginning. But anyways, the fight scenes in this were awesome. So the Aang and the Blue Spirit, perfect. I mean, the sequences were amazing. They kept all of the action beats from the original intact, so it was so good. I liked the extra time between Aang and Zuko. In this episode, they actually did a lot more screen time conversations, and they did so well at setting up an extra, like, the dynamic between Aang and Zuko. They added a lot to that, and I loved it. I liked the twist with Zuko's crew, and I liked the flashbacks with Zuko and the Fire Lord and his backstory. I like the Fire Lord, Daniel Day Kim. Like, we all know he's gorgeous. He makes a wonderful Fire Lord. He still comes off as harsh and cruel, so he didn't lose that just because he looks good. And then the Agni Kai between him and Zuko was really good. Zuko did fantastic. I love the way Zuko is and looks and appears. Like, Zuko's my favorite character, one of my favorite characters of all time in the original, so I've been very, like, watching everything, and so far he's the one character I have not had a complaint about. I did miss the Agni Kai. It was supposed to be a larger audience, and therefore Zuko's humiliation was a lot bigger. So I mean, but that wasn't a big deal. He still did have an audience a little bit. It just wasn't big. And they did keep the whole when he's being burned, Iroh turns away, but they did it really, really cool. So here's the thing. They added an actual fight in the Agni Kai. In the original, Zuko refused to fight, and Izo, that's a weird name. Let me start that over. So in the original, Zuko doesn't want to fight his dad, so Ozai just burned him. Whereas in this one, he doesn't want to fight, but Ozai is kind of like fighting him, so Zuko tries. Really good fight scene, by the way, and the fact that he was able to kind of do what he did against Ozai at his young age was amazing. But it makes it crueler that when Zuko hesitated and he didn't, I keep saying Iroh, but I mean Ozai. Ozai grabs him, he takes the fire, and he literally, like, presses it down onto his eye, and it makes it so much worse, and then you realize the burning and, like, the realism of the burn, and they add extra scenes where he's recovering and dealing with the recovery, and how he's like, you're strong, you'll recover well, and that's when he decides to ban Zuko, and there's, again, the twist with the crew. I loved that. So it was really good, and everything that they added, I felt like was necessary and helped and made it better and kind of improved upon what was there before rather than changing what was there before, you know. So overall, this episode, 5 stars for me. I just honestly, and I still wish I could give the whole show 5 stars, but I wish the pacing of the middle episodes would have been better. 3, 4, and 5. The pacing could have been much better in those 3 episodes. And so, but here we are. So anyways, let me know your guys' thoughts. What did you think of this episode, and what do you think of the show so far? Let me know in the comments below whether you've seen the original or not. And in the meantime, if you liked this video, please be sure to give it a like and subscribe for more writing and reading videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And in the meantime, if you liked my review of this episode, then check out my review of episode 7, which will be next week, I hope, when we can get this finished. So check that out. You don't want to miss it. It'll be up here on the screen and as a preview or premiere for next week when it comes. So check that out. You don't want to miss it.